Welcome to Trail Shoes Reviewed. Today we're covering the Kailas FUGA EX PRO. It's the racing model within their series, and it's a shoe that I'm really excited about because it's really comfortable and it covers technical, light and long distance running. So first of all, let's look at the outsole. So we got the Vibram Litebase Megagrip. So that gives excellent grip on wet surfaces, especially on wet rock. And it's got washboard lugs which give excellent grip when you're going downhill. We've got 4mm lugs towards the inside and then 6mm lugs towards the outside, which means it gives excellent traction when you're changing direction or moving at quicker speeds, and something that we're seeing more and more in racing shoes. So excellent traction, excellent grip. Where it might struggle a little bit is in that deep muddy conditions, just because the 4mm lugs are a little bit too short. However, in most conditions, especially on technical terrain, you're going to get excellent grip underfoot. Then as we move up slightly, we've got Supercritical EVA foam, which is really soft, really bouncy and responsive. And in the middle of that, you've got a carbon plate. Now the carbon plate isn't what you'd think in terms of providing lots of rigidity, so you still have a relatively flexible forefoot for those of you who need it. However, it does give torsional stability to the shoe and makes it a little bit more stable, and that compensates for the softness of the foam, so it means that it's not mushy underneath but actually quite a stable shoe despite having a relatively narrow base around the midfoot. And that makes it incredibly nimble and really light, coming in around 275 grams for a size 42 EU. So it's a light shoe, nimble, great traction, really bouncy and responsive midsole. We've got some sidewalls on the heel on the outside and the inside of the shoe, coupled up with a mild to moderately stiff heel counter. So these two elements wrap around your ankle, help to control pronation moments, focusing on keeping you nice and centered in the shoe as you transition from the back to the front. It's got a relatively aggressive geometry, so you can see a nice heel bevel at the back, and then quite an aggressive forefoot rocker to facilitate that push-off phase of the gait cycle, whether you're running on the flat or if you're moving downhill. It really accepts the transition onto the weight onto the heel when you're going down those steeper climbs. So an excellent option when you're looking for a bouncy responsive shoe with a carbon plate that's still flexible but provides elements of stability. And as we move up the shoe, we've got classic rubber bumper around the front to try and provide some extra protection to the upper. It's not stiff at the front, so if you kick a branch or a root, then you're going to feel it. It's got a really breathable upper, so that means if it gets wet, it dries out very quickly. And it's got a 2-point lacing system, so you can tighten from the bottom of the shoe and to the top of the shoe. So it gives a great lockdown, especially when you're moving downhill, so your foot doesn't slide forward and your big toe doesn't hit off the front of the shoe. But also for those of you with sensitivity around the forefoot, issues with Morton's neuroma, it means that you can just open up the front a little bit so that it doesn't compress that neuroma. It is a tapered fit towards the forefoot. For those of you with a broader foot, it's just something to keep in mind, but it's what we classically see in those more racing fits, and it makes the shoe a bit more nimble. It can fit between different cracks and crevices as a result. It's got a gusseted tongue on top that's mildly padded, stops any dirt or debris getting into the shoe. And we've got plenty of padding around the heel cup that gives you a really solid lockdown. So this is an excellent option for those of you who want a lightweight racing shoe that can cover moderate to difficult terrain, and can cover those technical alpine conditions. The only caveat to it is that it might struggle in the deeper mud, but overall an excellent option for those of you who want a quick, fast, technical shoe for shorter distance running, or for those of you who cover ultra distance trail running, an excellent option as well with that nice soft compound in the midsole. However, if you're new to Kailas and you've got any questions, drop them in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer them. If you found the video helpful or interesting, there's plenty more content like this coming your way, so liking, sharing, subscribing does make a massive difference. Thank you very much for watching.